Hello, I'm Ryan F9 and these are my top jackets under $200. For sport riders, it was always going to be the Icon Overlord. This thing is a unicorn. It's too good to exist, and yet somehow at $200, it does. The big win here is D3O. I get a full suite of viscoelastic armor in the Overlord, elbows, shoulders, and back, which is almost unheard of at this price point. Now D3O is soft and pliable against the body, but it turns rigid in a crash. In my opinion, it is the best stuff on the market right now. The other big win is style. The Overlord comes in 7 heavenly colorways from whiteout to blackout and everything in between. So the graphics are good, but so are the materials. I mean, this here is tech mesh. It's basically mesh stretched over a semi-rigid lattice. So while the Overlord does breathe well, it also keeps its shape. It doesn't go all floppy. I really like that. I also have some stretch paneling here on the elbow and around the back under the shoulder just to articulate the fit. We have some neoprene at the collar for comfort. Down at the forearm here, this is some high denier fabric. It's very heavy duty for sliding in case you do go down. And then on the inside of the jacket here, we have a quilted thermal comfort liner. It's just a vest though, so my arms do get a little bit chilly in this jacket. The vest liner hints at cost cutting, but I mean, this is only $200, so Icon must have cut a few more corners, right? Right. And I bet you can tell me what's missing. Pockets. Absolutely zero external pockets on the Overlord. And on the inside, I just get a couple cargo pouches and the Napoleon zipper. Now Icon cheaped out on the adjustment features too. I have no Velcro around the waist. I have no cinches on the cuffs. Absolutely nothing to customize this fit to my body. But hey, if the jacket does fit, then it's a hell of a deal. I'm 6'3", 39-inch chest, 33-inch sleeve. I went with this medium. It fits pretty perfectly around the torso, although it is a little bit short on the waist and short on the arms. At least Icon gave me these elasticated thumb loops to help keep the sleeves down, which are pre-curved by the way, the sleeves. And then the tail at the back is going to be dropped as well. That helps to prevent indecent exposure. Now, standard motorcyclists, street riders, commuters, well, they can do better for 200 bucks. This is the First Gear Rush, and you'll have to excuse me for burning your retinas. Don't worry, this does come in other colorways, black and silver, in addition to this absolutely radioactive day glow. For a budget jacket, the big win on the Rush is going to be waterproofing. So if we open the main pocket here, I have one flap, then I have 2 flaps, and then there's your waterproof membrane. So I have the zippered Napoleon pocket there, and if I open up the floodgates, I have a waterproof device pocket on the inside, plus a big cargo pouch. If you need to stay dry or if your stuff needs to stay dry, well, the First Gear Rush will do the job for several hours. It's pretty functional too. We have 2 zippered pockets on the exterior, which would be a totally revolutionary idea to nobody except for Icon. And then up here at the collarbones, we have 2 zippered vents. And then we have a big exhaust slit out the rear as well. My only beef with the Rush is that the waterproof liner is not removable. So even with all the vents open, it doesn't breathe that well. Just kidding, I do have one more beef to mention. The elbow and shoulder armor is rock solid and CE approved, but this back pad, I mean, what the hell is this? First Gear might as well have used tissue paper for all the good that'll do. But hey, I mean, it's a sweet jacket otherwise, and at 200 bucks, I can afford to upgrade the back protector. I do have Velcro adjusters at the waists and the cuffs, by the way, which is another totally groundbreaking idea that Icon should pay attention to. And with those things, the fit is really good. This medium, you know, it's very comfortable. It is snug on my 39-inch chest, but it is also long enough on the waist and on the arms for my 6'3" frame. Now, First Gear does do the Rush in tall sizes as well, just in case, I don't know, you play for the NBA or something. Now, mesh jackets. To be honest, it's not hard to find a good mesh jacket for 200 bucks. So I went a little bit further and picked up this Fieldsure High Flow for 130. Now Fieldsure doesn't normally impress me, but this thing is tight. There is 600 denier Carblex on the shoulders, the elbows, and the drop tail, so the 3 major sliding zones. And then it's mesh everywhere else, so this thing flows a ton of air. And I tested it out right after using a $1,800 Climb Rally Air. And surprise, surprise, the bargain bin beauty was much better ventilated. The features list reads like a small novel. Velcro adjusters on the cuff, 2 3-way volume adjusters on each arm. I have 2 zippered hand pockets. I have another Velcro waist adjuster on either side, cinch it in down below. On the inside, I have a device pocket. On the flip side here, I have the cargo pouch, and there's gonna be a zipper attachment down there for using with pants. And then there's the Fossilite reflective piping, which for some crazy bizarre reason, Fieldsure decided to go all out on despite this being a $130 jacket. So it starts up here at the collar, coming all the way down the arm to the cuff on both sides, and then on the back, it's gonna be mirrored to the exact same crazy extent on each arm across the back here, and then there's some reflective badging too. Protection is decent too. CE approved elbows and shoulders, which aren't the softest pads in the world, but I didn't actually notice them when I was riding in it, so that's always a passing grade in my books. The pocket for a back protector though is empty, and sliding resistance is kind of ho-hum. I mean, Fieldsure calls this polytitanium mesh. That sounds really epic, but it's actually just quite a basic polyester. I'm 6'3" with a 39-inch chest. That puts me in this medium, but you can probably tell that it's a bit small. It's too tight on the chest, too short on the waist. I expect that the large would probably be a little bit on the baggy side, but I'd still rather size up. You know, with mesh gear, it's always gonna breathe air a little bit better if there's some breathing room. And I'd recommend this silver colorway as well, by the way, because your only other options are highlighter yellow, which is kind of dorky, and black, which is a stupid choice for hot weather gear. Now, what if I ride for a very long time, but I spend all my money on gas? Then I need a cheap touring jacket, and the Tourmasters at Tourmaster think they have the answer. This is the Sabre 4, and it is hella impressive for 195 bucks. It's a 500 denier chassis with a waterproof and breathable barrier that I can neither see nor remove, but I do trust Tourmaster that it's in there. And then you'll notice the reflective piping up here along the arm and across the chest, plus an absolute orgy of vents. We have 2 on each bicep here, 2 more on each collarbone, and then if we flip the jacket around, there's going to be an absolutely massive rear exhaust vent here, hidden underneath more reflective work. And then down at the very bottom, we have this weird sort of kangaroo pocket, which acts as yet another vent or a pocket if I have both these zippers closed. Speaking of pockets, I do have 2 zippered chest pockets on either side, and then I have cargo pouches down here at the bottom that open with Velcro, and then near them, hidden underneath, is a zippered hand pocket that actually opens up to an entirely different storage space on each side. Open up the jacket, and I have a textbook Napoleon zipper here, which is very standard, and then I have a device pocket on this side, and the typical cargo pouch on that side. That's sort of unimaginative from Tourmaster, but I don't really expect them to reinvent the wheel for $200. Of course, I also can't help but notice this removable thermal liner is actually a full sleeve, unlike that vest that we saw in the Overlord earlier. But before you go getting too excited, know that this is just 100-gram polyfill, not the warmest material in the world. Armoring is great though. CE approved elbows and shoulders, plus a triple density back pad that looks suspiciously similar to a rocket ship? Yeah, it's a rocket ship. Fitment-wise, this is a 3/4 length jacket that sizes on the small side. Now I'm 6'3", 39-inch chest. I normally wear medium jackets, but this large fits like a charm. The adjustment features help too. I have Velcro on the cuff. I have 2 volume adjusters on each arm. I have the major waist belt cinching it in at the middle, and then I have some elastication on the bottom hem as well. Now Tourmaster even thought of the little things, like this Velcro tab here up to the side that holds the collar open, keeping it from slapping me in the face if I decide to ride with the jacket unzipped. To be honest, there's no big sacrifice with the Sabre 4. I mean, maybe it'll fall apart in a year or something, but from where I'm standing today, I've got nothing bad to say. And those are my favorite jackets under 200 bucks. Thank you guys very much for watching.